mean, I thought I was done with this game. Good morning, everybody. I am Super G-Load, and welcome back to Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. There's a shitload of content that's come out for this game, and there's a shitload more coming out in like a week. And it sounds like there might be more. They're talking about like a season. Well, they called it the end of the season 1. So like, do they plan on doing a season 2? They've had Nebula and new munitions and new ships and all that nonsense. And before I get to the actual game, like the new content for this game, I figure
group is jumping in 3, 2, 1.
That I want to go through and kind of talk about all the ships and their uses and their purposes and what have you. So I didn't plan on recording this right now because I didn't. I wanted a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I wanted to get a couple more Corvettes, like, you know, basically a fleet of 7 Corvettes. But this mission came up when I was doing the boring fleet management bullshit. Ah, yes, and these ships are already broken because of the repair mechanic. Excellent. Fuck's sakes. So this came up. So, the Manticore Corvettes, they're fast and they fire in the front and the back. Quite the range on them. And prioritize capitals. And if we go pure defensive, shorter range. And pure offensive should be maximum range. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that range. So these things are fast, really nimble. They're probably next to Vipers, they're the fastest thing in the game. And you kind of wonder what purpose they serve at a fleet. Like, on the plus side, they present a minimal target profile firing from the front. They're not slugging it out with broadsides. But they're also, like, light as hell. They can't take too much for pounding. It takes 3 turns for them to load missiles. So what purpose does a Corvette have in a fleet? I think a Corvette's purpose in the fleet should be reconnaissance. So, yo, this guy right here, put him to max defensive posture. And have him fly towards the bad guys. Everyone else, throw on max aggressive posture. And keep the other guys, try to keep the other guys close together. And just kind of make a terrifying wall of death. And I've launched my Vipers, so end turn. Now you see the maximum defensive posture on these guys basically lets you see the enemies quicker. So you use them to kind of get into range and see the bad guys first. Now we've got some Vipers in the area. I'm going to tell my Vipers to go dance with their Vipers. Sir. Now, I don't know if this is a patch or if this was a result of the Reinforcements pack update, but you can now tell Vipers to attack targets independently, which is great. Now, you want to keep your distance. You want those guys to be in the range of your guns, but you don't want to be in the range of theirs. Don't forget to set this guy to full aggressive posture. And are they in range? Yeah. Ooh, almost. This guy will be in range of their missiles. So, you know, what I like to do normally with missiles is
missile tubes prepped.
Like, basically all the missiles on one target. Since we're going to have to slug it out with that Talon eventually, I'm going to lob all my missiles at that Talon. And hopefully that will, you know, put a big enough dent in the thing that when it's time to go dance, it's not going to rip us to shreds. I was a little close. I should be smarter with my missiles. Alright. So, let's back these guys off. Prioritize that guy. That guy is, he's in a pretty rough way, it seems.
Yes, sir.
1-on-1 are fair odds, but it's better if you can go 5-on-1. So, and the Vipers have their targets already.
Fighter squadron is taking fire.
Whatever. Fighter
Missiles
squadron's
incoming.
fine. Now this guy, yeah, this guy's having a very bad day. Alright. Viper squadron, yep. Keep on those prototype raiders, everyone else. Keep doing what you're doing. That guy is gonna be dead. Now this guy.
Missiles incoming.
Hey, we got that Talon. Or Talon. Okay, we got a Nemesis far, far away. So I'm going to tell my Vipers to go after it. Now remember, these things only front from the front and the back. So, kind of gotta try and get them in a good firing position. The nice thing is they do have very good range. Ooh, that's not a good one, so let's do that instead. Oops.
Daidalos is under attack.
Daidalos is fine, probably. Well, and this would be another good time to talk about the repair mechanics. So now, ship's damage is persistent between battles. Ships that are part of Daidalos' battle group will repair themselves over time. However, other ships will not. I gotta be honest, it sucks. I hate it. Because I came into this fight with a bunch of damaged ships. But it does kind of add a level of immersion into the game that I like. And it forces you to play a little bit smarter, less careless with your ships, just because, you know, just because you're not gonna be at full strength after the fight like you have been lately. I didn't need to fire any of those missiles. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, these Corvettes are nice, and the forward-facing firepower is pretty good, if I do say so myself. 5, 4. Now, unfortunately, the Cylon Corvettes are a little quick as well, so that's fine. We'll boost the thrusters. We can close that gap with these things very quickly, very easily. So,
yes, sir.
When you've got missions where you gotta chase down an objective, a King of the Hill sort of thing, or destroying a space station or whatever you gotta end up doing, the Corvettes are probably a fairly good tool to use for those missions, because otherwise they're just gonna take forever. Like this mission, well, I mean, this mission's not that bad, honestly, but if I had to chase down these guys with like a Battlestar, it would take friggin' forever. I would actually just pretty much rely on my Vipers for that, and that's the strategy I prefer to go for in this game anyway. But the Manticores are nice, and they serve a purpose. They can close a gap quick, find targets. And they do have very long-range weapons. Longer range than an adamant? I couldn't friggin' tell you. that'll be for the next one. Okay. Now you're the only one that's going to be able to engage this guy proper, so I want you just drop back and dive. Everyone else is going to have to swing around. And like you got a very strange profile, friend. I think your systems have been moderately damaged. Just cut your engines. You might be able to engage this guy correctly. And maybe you could engage this guy correctly.
Yes, Commander.
Well, not that it took much for him to be destroyed. But hey, look at that. So, all Manticores all the time. They're not a bad ship. Let's view the replay. Their advantage is their speed and maneuverability. You can use it to really extend your radius range without having to rely on Raptors or some of the more specialized support weapons and fighters that exist. Because I'm not really for the support weapons or fighters. Like, I don't like using Raptors. They take away a squadron of Vipers. Now, there is an attack Raptor variant that's coming out that I might end up using over the Vipers. But, like, you really want to mitigate your support tools in this kind of game, I find. They help you to a point, but Lucinda Cain said it best. Shoot him down quick is probably the best and most tried and true strategy. Now, regretfully, I don't use Manticores too often in the late game. In fact, as soon as I can crank out Adamants, I do, because I like Vipers. And now that you can kind of independently designate targets for escort or destruction with Vipers, swarm a thing if you want, or tell them to keep ships alive. You don't need to choose anymore. It kind of makes the Corvette and anything without space superiority a little underpowered and kind of useless. Vipers intercept incoming missiles if you tell it to protect the target. Vipers are small and hard to hit. And they like going at targets from behind. So, unfortunately, as useful as the Corvette may be, it's probably best to get rid of it as soon as possible. It looked like so.